up to the stage, and that Chad Dion Messer, I'll give him an introduction shortly. And what happened to our wonderful keynote, Sarah Towle?
She may be in the ladies' room.
We did see her. Well, she'll come up shortly, I guess. But anyway, for now, I know you're sitting kind of in the dark, but we will do the best we can. I do want to acknowledge that this is the 5th Peace and Justice in PA ceremony. And this ceremony is one in which PennLive and the Patriot News has taken the initiative to basically do a check-in on how peace and justice issues of fair treatment of people, of trying to manage extremism and all that, how well we're doing in our Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And then we also thought it's a great idea to step forward and honor those people who are actually on the ground doing the work, who are actually facing these daily issues, the challenges that we know are so difficult during these days. So what I want to do, I believe we want to acknowledge the support of the Foundation for Enhancing Communities. We thank everyone who has helped to make this event possible, including, I must say at this point, our very hard-working staff at PennLive and the Patriot News. And I'd like do this. We need this, and I don't think Burke, I think Burke is still working hard, our president. He's always facing a challenge, but he's also very good of these kinds of events. So with that, we will step into where we are today, and we hope the power will come back on at some time. We are still able to live stream this, thank goodness, because we have Megan there working from her camera, so that the people who are online are also able to learn and participate in this. So, the first thing I want to do, because again, this would not be possible without this partnership that we created with the Pennsylvania Human Relations Commission 5 years ago, when times were so difficult and we were dealing with issues of, protests for Black Lives Matter, and Chad Dion Lassiter stepped forward to say, how can we help you get the word out about peace and justice? And he is Executive Director of the Pennsylvania Human Relations Commission. Over his 7 years in that position, he has developed and launched the PHRC Civil Rights Outreach Division to address civil tensions, conflicts, and anti-racism throughout education and outreach. A No Hate in Our State Town Hall, he actually sponsored that, to address the surge of white nationalism in Pennsylvania. And he did a 2-year, 67 county statewide listening tour to just hear from the people, from Pennsylvanians, what they're facing, what they're dealing with, and how he can help, how PHRC can help. During his appointment, Chad has also developed programs such as the Global Social Justice Initiative, Black and Jewish Blood Community Dialogue, and the College Race Dialogue Initiative. Chad is a national expert in the field of American race relations. He has worked on race, peace, and poverty-related issues in the United States of America, but he's gone overseas to Africa, Canada, Haiti, Israel, and Norway, and is called upon frequently by media outlets to provide commentary on issues of race. So I will tell you this, that he served as Commissioner on President Biden's Presidential Advisory Commission on Advancing Educational Equity, Excellence, and Economic Opportunities for Black Americans. And I'll just stop here to tell you that Chad has a long and distinguished list of academic and professional achievements. I could be here for hours, right? but we're going to stop here. Suffice it to say that this young man, and he tells us he's not so young, but he's a young man, is somebody. And he's somebody doing some things that are so vital for our country right now. And so I'm going to invite now my dear friend, Chad Dion Lassiter.
Thank you so much, Joyce. just somebody that loves everybody. That's all. That's who I am. I do have a public statement before I jump into this. As you and your husband know, I was supposed to go to Prague with you all last summer on a social justice mission. And I didn't go because I Googled how long the flight was going to be. He told anything over 8 hours, I'm done. I'm done. And so that's why I didn't go. I lied to you. I apologize for lying. I blamed it on the work at the PHRC. I blamed it on my family, but that's the truth. Anything over 8 hours, I'm just a mess up in the air.
So Chad, you won't be coming with us to China?
No.
You stop in London and
I can do that.
You know,
I can do that. But in the same spirit as my dear colleague and friend Joyce, there's an African proverb that articulates "I am because we are." And the work that we do here in the Commonwealth on behalf of the people of the Commonwealth cannot be done without the people of the Pennsylvania Human Relations Commission. So those of you who work at the Pennsylvania Human Relations Commission, if you could stand. Thank you so much. I'm excited, and please note that on October 5th, I did turn 53, and I feel much older. So those of you who work at PHRC, you're probably accustomed to my voice being much louder, but I'm not going to be able to really raise my voice as much as I used to. My chief of staff, Zulai, is working with me on tone. Right, and so I'm kind of like in this tone space, which is kind of hard to raise my voice much louder, right? So, but it's okay. I do have something that I prepared that I wanted to read, and then I'll jump into peace and justice. But I did want to share that we have two publications that you can find online. One is our 2024 No Hate in Our State Town Halls. 2024 No Hate in Our State report that lists our town halls and all of the work that we're doing to combat all forms of discrimination in the Commonwealth. Not just the surge of white nationalism, white supremacy, but xenophobia, homophobia, transphobia, anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, all forms of hate. Please, check that out. We also have our annual report. And Joyce knows when we started this 5 years ago, we would lean in with telling you how PA ranks number 10th in the country among hate groups assembling, 74. But over the past 2 years, we've moved away from telling you about that because we want to usher in themes of peace and themes of justice that are rooted in the three pillars of the civil rights movement, which is truth, love, and kindness, truth, love, and kindness. So my prepared statements, because there's a person that is getting ready to give a keynote. And my chief of staff, Zulai, and I were on I believe, Teams with her as she was across the ocean. And she was in London. And she was speaking about everything that we're experiencing in this democracy. And like a baby, coddled up in his mother's arms, I started breaking down on that call. You remember, Sarah, I started breaking down on that call because I was so inspired, though you were on the other side of the screen, I was inspired and I was and also empowered to lead in a different way in this very moment, which social scientists are calling is a crisis of legitimacy. So here's a quick thing, and Brother Russell, you'll appreciate this. As daunting as this moment is, the struggle for justice is not new. This time is just our moment. How will we meet it? I am inspired by the people in the book of Nehemiah. Facing their own dangerous and chaotic moment, they fought with one hand and they built with the other. They fought with one hand and they built with the other. They fought and they built simultaneously. They did not look away, waiting for the difficult moment to pass. They did not ask for permission or for safety to start fighting and building. Fighting and building. They did not prioritize comfort before they cast their vision against impossible odds. They demonstrated that chaos has always been the fertile soil of transformation. Chaos has always been the fertile soil for transformation. of building something brand new, or what we as social scientists call a moral reimagination. Our great opportunity is now, and it is to be the modern day builders of our Nehemiah wall, simultaneously fighting and building. 5 years ago, we embarked upon building that wall. Our first Peace and Justice event was with Eddie Glaude, Dr. Eddie Glaude. It was also with our then governor, Tom Wolf, and then AG Josh Shapiro, Joyce, and myself. The second year, we had Dr. Brian Marks out of the White House under President Obama, and then I think it was the My Brother's Keepers Initiative. Our third year, if you haven't read the book, Candice Teller's book, The Green Book, Overground Railroad. And then last year, as she stood in front of us, pregnant, and I would imagine the baby kicking, Heather McGhee of the New York Times bestseller book, The Cost of Racism. And now this year, Sarah, and I just spoke to our PennLive colleague, and I spoke to my chief of staff. I have a public statement. This is not the last year of our partnership. We will continue to have the Peace and Justice event if you will have us. If you would have us. So as I go to my seat, I can lament, I can talk, I can pull qualitative, quantitative data. There are a lot of organizations that are fighting for peace and justice in this Commonwealth. There are more people who believe in the concept of the beloved community, as espoused by Rabbi Abraham Yahshua Heschel, Dr. Martin. In this room, we are atheists, we are agnostic, we are Scientologists, we are Jews, we are Christians. Some of us are Hindu, some of us are Buddhists. We're trying to figure it out. We're Democrats, we're Republicans, we're independents. Some of us voted, and some of us did not vote because we just said, man, listen, it's the same coin, same side. Others of us, we're advocates for justice. Some of us, we'd rather just stay in the background and write much needed checks. The civil rights movement had people like Harry Belafonte and others. And some of us are those who are equipped and ready to be in prison on behalf of humanity. No matter who we are, we need to be protected under the law and under the Pennsylvania Human Relations Act, these executive orders, all of the things that we're seeing on the federal level. You have legal recourse with the Pennsylvania Human Relations Commission. We work for you. We're on all forms of social media, but beyond that, we need you to critique us. We need you to criticize us. Do it with love. Do it with love. We want to be better. Because as we are being, we are becoming. And in the next 3 years, what we will morph into, nobody would have ever seen. But like the book of Nehemiah, and just like the prophet Jeremiah, who sat in the tower, he was able to look at what was coming. And what's coming is peace and justice on behalf of all of God's people. Thank you so much.